90.9 K-Rock.
Comets Hockey brought to you by Superior Plus Propane. 9:01 to go in the second period. No score between the Comets and the Islanders. Shots are 10-8 for Bridgeport so far. With their Dmitry Ozapov back in the lineup, playing as the seventh defenseman here tonight. Josh Philman, who scored on Wednesday in Laval. Jakob Malik looking to pick up his seventh win with the Comets here in his first pro season in North America. And since that winning streak ended for Bridgeport, they failed to win 2 games consecutively. As mentioned, coming off that 2-1 loss against Providence on Wednesday. Here's a winding shot, stick save Malik. A stiff attempt by Highmore comes from Mitchell, a shot blocked in front. Looked like it hit his own man, Highmore. Highmore to the outside. Ran out of real estate and he's back at center. Guides it back in his own zone for Cole McWard. Up ahead to Terry, broken up. Galloping back in, here's Malone, a shot, and a glove save Smith. After he took the pass from LaChance. Jack Malone with a strong wrister there. It's the first of 3 straight here at home for the Comets. Look here at that nice chance set up by LaChance and a shot by Malone. And tied for the longest homestand of the year for the Comets. Third and final time they'll play 3 straight here at home. Starting tomorrow, they'll face Rochester for 3 straight games. They'll play them tomorrow, next Saturday, again at home, and then next Sunday at Blue Cross Arena. Offensive zone draw for the Comets, but the Islanders control and lob it down the ice. And icing here on Bridgeport, 8:29 to go second period. 4th time in franchise history for the Comets, playing on December 6th. They're 2-1 on February 6th, beg your pardon. 10 years ago today, they defeated the St. John Ice Caps on the road 3-2 in overtime. And it was the following season that the Ice Caps relocated and became the Laval Rocket. This is lifted back out by Bridgeport, ushered along by Ozapov, channeled down behind Smith's net. He comes out to play it. Near corner for Day. Reversed up the near wing. Berg directs it in front of his own net, and Warren cuts behind. Flushed out by Chris Colo. Off the wing, but kept in by Halden. Into the middle, Crookshank trying to find a handle. Sent towards the net by Diot, and a glove save as coming out to flag it down was Smith. 10 NHL appearances in his career for Jeremy Smith, all with the Colorado Avalanche. Drafted by the Nashville Predators in the second round back in 2007. 36 years of age. Made his professional debut with the Cincinnati Cyclones in the ECHL back in 2009. And being backed up by Henrik Tikkanen here tonight. Hardman back for Strand, backpedals, high slot, his drive blocked. As laying out was Gleb Veremyev. This one stashed in the far corner by Drew, driven around the boards by Strand. And then tapped back into the Islanders zone by Cam Squires. Squires, who had 2 assists in the last meeting against Bridgeport here at home. Here's Van Lees forced back in his own zone, angles it up the far wing for Hardman, drives off the far wall, and this will slide all the way down for an icing on the Comets. 7:27 to go in the second, still no score. Shots are just 12-9. And both teams playing very stingy here tonight. The Islanders ranked 7th in the league in terms of shots allowed per game. Comets ranked 8th in that category. Malik will look at this face-off to his left as Schmelzer leans in to take it. Schmelzer a clean win, but they're going to redo the draws. The linesman says, my bad, on the false start. Steelman off the draw, controlled by Austin Strand as he cruises out through center left wing and rolls it in deep. McWard swats it back to the far corner. Played into the middle, here's Beckman, in across the Utica line, out wide to McWard, protects. Drops it off for Larson, into the left circle, backhander, and it skitters in over the goal line. Larson threw it in front, and it looked like it was deflected by the stick of Beckman, and the former Comet gives the Islanders a 1-0 lead with 7:05 to go here in period number 2. Larson took the drop pass from McWard, dished out in front. And it looked like Beckman did get a piece of it, as he's going to pick up his team-leading 18th goal of the season. And his 14th point in his last 13 games. As mentioned, the former Comet who had 33 points in 43 games last year. Acquired by Bridgeport from Utica last season. And so the Islanders score first for the 30th time this season, now tied for the league lead with Laval. Halden after him on the forward check. Chris Cole tried to nudge it out in front. Halden left corner, back to the line. Valen looking. Shot through traffic, deflected wide by Crookshank. Chris Cole goes to work. Left corner. Low to high. Valen across to Addison straight away. Shot it wide of the net. Chris Cole trying to keep it alive. Now Crookshank. Back to the line for Valen. Addison straight away. Had it hop off his stick, but a good play to keep it alive. McWard trying to usher it out. Mitchell picks up far corner. Lifted it up the boards. Held him by Chris Colo. And then forced out by the Islanders. Here's Terry lumbering in right circle. Comes to a haul looking for a trailer, and a glove save made by Malik with 6:10 to go. And so Beckman with the goal gives the Islanders the advantage. That comes at 12:55, his 18th from Larson and McWard. As Joey Larson picks up his 26th point of the year, second on the team in that category. Islanders 10-7-1-1 when scoring first. The Comets 2-15-5-1 when allowing the first goal. Hardman gets to it off the draw, dishes near side, and Gruden hammers it down ice. Warren in his own end, banks it around the cage. Day directs up the far wing and back out. Edwards back to collect in his own zone, trying to settle the puck which was on edge. Edwards rims it far side for Gruden, who deflects it out. Day stepped up for Bridgeport. Warren back in his own end. He'll go circle to circle. Warren trying to muscle it out, pressed by Hardman. Gets it down to the Comet zone. Edwards, far wing. Partially broken up by Hunter Drew. Edwards back at his own line, twisting through traffic. In across the Bridgeport line to the outside, wrist shot. Right pad save made by Smith. Legare along the end wall. It skitters near corner, picked up by Warren. Trying to clear it. Closing on him was Malone. Here's Legare along the right boards. Swivels it behind the net for LaChance. Jack Malone out of the left corner for Legare in the circle. Legare in behind the net on his backhand, shielding. Curls out the right wing side. Legare pulling up at the line, deposited back in deep. LaChance shielding from Day. LaChance on the left half wall. Drifts out towards the blue line. LaChance skips a pass across to Ozapov on the right wing. Ozapov down to the corner. Good answering shift here for the Comets as they look for the equalizer. Malone drops for Legare. Legare dancing in, a backhander sent wide. LaChance, a jam attempt, he scores! For the third time this year, Shane LaChance pots a goal against the Islanders, and the Comets tie the game at 1 with 4:30 to go in the second. And you could feel it coming from that line as Nathan Legare made a beautiful move through his skates, backhanded it wide. LaChance takes the fortuitous bounce off the end wall and shoves it home right inside that far post, and the Comets have tied the game. And a big answering tally for the Comets. And this one sails all the way down for an icing on Bridgeport. 4:21 to go in the second. As LaChance continues to do damage against the Islanders this season. What a shift there from Malone, Legere, and LaChance. And LaChance, right place, right time. And he was fired up on that one. As that goal comes at 15:30, his 8th of the year from Legere and Malone. And can the Comets take the lead here late in the second? Bear rolls up the far boards. Belen back to the line. Addison recoils at center. Lost it over Chris Cole. Directs it back in. Bear across. George banks it out. At his own line, Foodie stolen by Crookshank. Penalty coming here in the Islanders. Crookshank had it sticked away. And the Comets will head to the power play. It's going to be a trip. And so third power play upcoming for the Comets when we come back. Score tied at 1, 3:54 to go in the second. Back in a moment. This is Comets Hockey on AHL TV, 94.9 K-Rock.
When the temperature drops, the vibes stay high at Air City on Oriskany Street in Utica. Whether you're celebrating a fresh start, snow days, or a movie night in, warm up today at Air City with their full range of premium products from brands you trust. Not sure what to get? Air City's experienced and knowledgeable staff can answer all of your questions, giving you the best experience possible. So instead of guessing, stop into Air City for their full range of premier and regulated products. They also offer delivery, curbside pickup, and have plenty of parking. Follow Air City on social media and check out their website for more details. Air City, your premier licensed adult use retail store. 1707 Oriskany Street West in Utica, inside the Live It Downtown complex. For use by adults 21 years of age and older. Please keep out of reach of children and pets. In case of accidental ingestion or overconsumption, contact the Poison Center hotline, 1-800-222-1222, or call 911. Please consume responsibly. No matter how cold it gets outside, trust Air City to keep it cozy all winter long.
This is Comets Hockey on 94.9 K-Rock.
Comets Hockey brought to you by Superior Plus Propane. Comets are heading to the power play with 3:54 to go in the second period. After tying the game at 1 on LaChance's 8th of the year. Angus Crookshank drawing the penalty there after stealing the puck from Liam Foodie, who's in the box for tripping at 16:06. Third power play of the game for the Comets and trying to break through for the first time this season against Bridgeport on the power play. And a chance for them to take a 2-1 lead. This is Valen at the right point. Top of the right circle, Chris Colo had it knifed away. And it's cleared out by Bridgeport. Comets with a great answering shift after the goal from Adam Beckman. And LaChance able to find the equalizer. Chris Cole chops it right corner out of the reach of Halnan. And Belen back to retrieve in his own zone. Belen lumbers in right wing. Halnan down to the corner for Belen, trying to jam it behind the net. This is Kiefler, spun around by Hardman and shoveled out of the zone. Batted down partially by Kyle Criscolo. Criscolo lasers one in around the end wall. Bolting after was Hardman. Belen to retrieve at the left point. Plays it left half wall. Halnan, saucer pass up top. Belen this way for Criscolo. Back for Belen. Straight away opens up. Halnan a one-timer and a save made by Smith. Sliding to his right to track it all the way. Brian Halnan, who led the team last year with nine power play goals each of the last 2 years, which is too shy of the franchise record in the season. And he let that one go there from the left circle. Schmelzer to take the draw. Addison trying to keep it alive. He does. Schmelzer left wing. Back for Addison at the point. Addison gets it free to Schmelzer. Pass in front, picked up by Highmore. And he'll channel it all the way down the ice. Malik out to play it. 40 seconds to go in the Comets power play. 2.5 to go second period. Addison, outlet pass. Cruising through center. Edwards dumps it towards the goal. Smith out to play it. Cut off by Schmelzer along the right wing. Slips it through. Edwards across. LaChance back for Edwards. Addison. Saucer pass in the right circle. Gruden shielding out towards the blue line. Across to Addison. They'll play it on the backhand for Edwards. Edwards on the left half wall. Down to the corner, LaChance. Around the clock for Addison, right point. 8 seconds left on the power play. Gruden across, looking for Edwards out of his reach. And Foodie out of the box as the Islanders improved to 3 for 3 on the PK. Look out, here comes Highmore with Foodie, but offside. As the Comets got a fortunate whistle there as Highmore was breaking in with Foodie right after Foodie had stepped out of the sin bin. And a stoppage with 1:50 left here in the second period. Shots 14-12 for Bridgeport. And the face-off right outside the Utica blue line here at center. Islanders will be back home tomorrow against Lehigh Valley in their final game before the All-Star break. Comets control, played up the far boards by Ozapov, dealt back in by Bridgeport. As Dion heads back to corral it. Here's Malone along the near wing across. Squires enters left wing. Goes after against Mitchell. Squires wins outplayed to a vacant wing. Ozapov gloves it down at the point. Shovels it in wide of the cage. McWardle on the near side. He shovels it out to center. Took a big hit from Legre. Cutting across, this is Drew. Drew over to the far side. George into the right circle. Back for Drew, and he fanned on it left circle. Back to the point for Bear. Bear across the line. George. A seam pass intended for Maggio rather. Around to the far side, trying to play it out was Squires. Held him by the Islanders. Drew dusts it off. Left circle. Maggio trying to step past Diot. No luck. Legre dives, trying to sweep it out. Berg from the left circle, stick save Malik. And now Diot with 44 left. He'll jet out of his own zone. Diot to ladle it in on the left wing, head out for a change. And they're going to say, they're going to blow the whistle here. With 38.4 to go in the period. Looks like they're going to bring the face-off down into the Comets zone. Appears to be an icing call, but it looks like Diot gained the red line. As they're bringing a few players back who tried to make a line change on the Comet side. And Cruikshank will take this face off against Kiefler. 38.4 to go in the period. Stalemate off the draw, and Strand to corral it. Then he'll lift one into the rafters, and a whistle here, 31.7 to go. And these teams will meet for the fourth and final time this year on February 17th, about a week and a half from now in Bridgeport. These teams played just twice last year. Comets won both. Islanders' last win against the Comets here in Utica was March 22nd of 2024. The Comets 13-6-8 against Bridgeport all time. Islanders controlled on the offensive zone draw. George across to Bear on the right wing. Shot was blocked in front. Highmore out of the corner, serves it back to the line for Bear. Swings it in deep, reeled in by Terry. Shielding from Addison, gets it back to the line for Bear. On the half wall, turning shot by Beckman and wide. George activates behind the Comet net, curls out to the right circle. Back to the line. A shot by Terry, deflected out of play. With 2.1 to go. Check that was Highmore with the shot from the deep slot. And so the Islanders with some good pressure here to end the second period. Still 2.1 seconds left. We've seen a lot more chances from both teams here in the second period compared to a very stingy first period. Shots 8-6 for Bridgeport here in the second. And they'll drop this puck to the glove side of Jakob Malik. Tie-up off the draw, controlled by Beckman, and the horn sounds to end period number 2. So we are tied through 40 minutes of play. Both teams scoring once in that second stance. It was Beckman At 12:55 for Bridgeport, his 18th from Larson, McWard, and LaChance with the tying goal at 15:30, his 8th from Legger and Malone. And the shots 15-12 for Bridgeport here through 40 minutes. Comets 1 for 1 on the PK, 0 for 3 on the power play. And just 8 combined penalty minutes in the game here tonight. Comets 2-3-2 when tied after 2 this year. The Islanders 2-4-1-2 when tied after 2. Jared Woods will have your second intermission report on the other side. It's the Comets 1 and the Islanders 1 after 2. This is Comets Hockey on AHL TV, 94.9 K-Rock.
Come see why it's gotta be Nye. Hello, Central New York. The Nye guy here, and I want to say thank you for all you do. The plow guys, the doctors and nurses, law enforcement, the teachers, the crossing guards, and anyone else who's giving it their all during this snowpocalypse of a winter. You are doing an excellent job keeping us safe, so I thought let's extend the best deal we can to you by offering for all during the month of February. Yes, you heard me. Invoice pricing or better on all new in-stock vehicles to keep you safe only at Nye. Now, if you don't know what invoice pricing is, it's basically the rock bottom for a new car price. There's MSRP, there's middle of the road, and there's invoice. And if we have any incentive or rebates on them, you'll get those as well. And when you put a little of your hard-earned tax refund down, you could be driving a brand new ride for less. The deals are too good to pass up this month, so hurry and let's take advantage of my gift to you, Central New York. Invoice pricing for all. So again, thank you to all the professional people out there that keep us running through the hard times. We appreciate you more than you know. Come see why it's gotta be Nye before you buy. Stop in and see or shop us online at nyeauto.com. That's NYEAUTO.com.
Sales Manager Clay Lonis here with Steep Pawnee Volkswagen. It's our annual President's Day sales event going on all month long. Imagine putting zero money down and driving away the very same day in your new pre-owned vehicle. We're proud to offer over 500 quality pre-owned vehicles during this huge sales event, including trucks, vans, convertibles, and of course, the area's largest selection of Audis and certified pre-owned Volkswagens. Each vehicle is carefully inspected and comes with the confidence you deserve for your next purchase. Not only will you find the best deals during the sales event, you'll also experience that top-notch customer service you've come to expect. With certified Volkswagen rates starting at just 4.49% for 60 months, now is the perfect time to upgrade your new ride today. Don't miss out on the area's largest President's Day sale happening all month long. So come on in and see why it's always easy to do business with Steep Pawnee Volkswagen.
Looking for great deals on unique finds? Anything from windows, doors, floors, and more. Welcome to Odds and Ends. We offer wholesale prices directly to the public, so you can save big on the things you need and the things you didn't know you needed. With the lowest prices around, why pay retail when you can shop smart at Odds and Ends and pay wholesale? Plus, we have new items arriving every day. There's always something fresh to discover. Visit us at 5 West Whitesboro Street, Yorkville, or give us a call at 315-219-0260. Odds and Ends, your one-stop shop for unbeatable prices.
This is Comets Hockey on 94.9 K-Rock.
An eventful second period out at the Adirondack Bank Center. And for the second straight period, we had 2 penalties. We had 1 shot on goal for the team that was on the power play. And this period, though, different. We had 2 goals. We welcome you into the 94.9 K-Rock studios. Jared Wicks with you. It is the second period intermission report as Utica Comets Hockey, sponsored by Superior Plus Propane. And, well, 2 Utica Comets scored in that period. 1 current Utica Comet, 1 former Utica Comet. So technically this game is a 1-1 contest after 40 minutes of play. In period number 2, or in the second segment of this second period intermission, we will talk about period number 2. But right now, as promised from period number 1's intermission report, we give you part 2 of a 2-part interview that takes place every single week between Joe Benson and Matt Lachlan, the voice of the New Jersey Devils. Here is a continuation of that interview now.
Any update on the status of Jack Hughes for the Olympics?
I suspect he'll play. I mean, he was very, very close to returning to the Devils. As we record this on Friday morning, if the Devils had a game tomorrow, Saturday, it's possible he would have played. He's day to day, and again, getting closer and closer and closer. He didn't practice the other day because he had kind of leveled off, didn't take a step backwards, but had leveled off in his progress. So a little rest and then back at it with the work to get back into the lineup. Just turns out the Devils ran out of days, and so now it's off to Italy, and they don't play until Thursday. So we'll see. I think he will play. I think if he was not good enough to play, he would have pulled himself off, or Team USA would have made an announcement like, Team Canada has, and so on and so forth. If you can't help us, stay back. And I think Jack is that close that he'll play. We'll see, but all indications are that he'll play.
Devils don't have another game until February 25th. Do you foresee this break as being a positive for them?
Absolutely. They are gripping the sticks. They are frustrated. Their confidence is, I would say, at a season low. They've had scoring chances. Last night in the loss to the Islanders, they had 4 or 5 opportunities where they were bearing down on, admittedly, one of the best goalies in the league, Ilya Sorokin, and couldn't score. They shoot the puck wide. They shoot the puck into the crest. They're just not playing with any level of confidence. So, yeah, I think it's good everybody get away from the game. Hopefully the players who are representing their countries in the Olympics will have good tournaments and come back with a renewed sense of faith in their ability, and that will help the Devils just to end the season on a reasonable note. Again, playoffs not likely, but a lot of home games, so let the fans leave with some sense of, hey, that was a fun night, and this is an aberration. Everyone had a bad year at the same time, and things will be better moving forward.
Matt, I know you mentioned you're heading out of town. How excited are you, and any other plans for you during the extended break?
Yeah, I am looking forward to it. It's been a long year because the success hasn't been there, the compressed schedule, all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I'm looking to, open up the relief valve, and I'm going to spend some time down in the Caribbean and put my feet in the sand and look at the blue water, dive in once in a while and just chill with my wife. A short respite relatively, just 6 days, but be back and wait for practices to begin again. And then, Joe, you know how it is in this business. You put a lot of things aside during the season because you're so busy. So, I'll catch up on a few projects here and there, see some friends and things like that. But very much looking forward to the break and, like the players, recharging my batteries and watching the Olympics to see what happens. And hopefully, again, we come back and start with a bang against Buffalo on the 25th.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, thanks as always for the time. We appreciate it, and enjoy the extended break.
Joe, thanks very much, as always, for asking. Good luck to the Utica Comets, and we look forward to speaking again.
Absolutely. Thanks, Matt. That's Matt Laughlin, Devils play-by-play voice. Jared Wicks will have more on the Comets Intermission Report right after this.
I started stripping, maybe 10 or 15 years ago. At first, it was all about the money, but it's become an obsession. I can't stop stripping. I love getting out there and just pulling it. And I'm grateful to Vince's for giving me a place to do it. There isn't anything dirty about it. The whole lot is paved. All the vehicles are up on wheel stands for easy access, and there's literally thousands of auto parts, all with a 30-day warranty. And where else are you going to pull an alternator for $20 or a fender for $37? You could pull a door for $40, wheels with tires for as low as $23, wheel covers for $3. I could go on. They have weekly specials too. You can see them at vincesyoupulleit.com. So say what you want about strippers like me, but I don't know why you'd pay full price for new auto parts when you can come to Vince's You Pull It on Old River Road in Marcy. Pull it yourself and save money.
This week, alternators are only $12 at Vince's. Open Monday through Sunday, 8 to 5.
The all-new Mahindra 1100 and 2100 compact tractors are tougher and smarter than anything else out there. With reliable diesel power, our best-ever lift capacity, easy-to-use dual-pedal HST, and built-in tech like crank assist, a push-button PTO, and a handy companion app, Mahindra is outworking the field.
Hobby Hill Farm Sales, your local Mahindra dealer, 6310 Elmer Hill Road in Rome. Call 315-571-5398 to learn more today.
When the unexpected happens and you're left wondering where to turn to the experts at Adirondack Collision. Locally owned and committed to delivering top-notch repair services. Adirondack Collision is more than just a body shop. It's a trusted name in quality repairs. With expert craftsmanship and dedication to excellence, they make sure every vehicle leaves their shop looking its best. So if you get in a collision and don't know where to go, head to Adirondack Collision, located at 7509 New York Route 5, Clinton, New York, where experience meets excellence.
Whatever you need to haul, landscaping tools, heavy construction gear, or even livestock, Clinton Tractor has the trailer for the job. Choose steel, aluminum, or galvanized frames, from 500 pounds to 55 tons, with trusted names like B-Wise, Eager Beaver, and EB. For trailers, parts, and service you can count on, visit the Caledona family at Clinton Tractor.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
This is Comets Hockey on 94.9 K-Rock.
Back here in the 94.9 K-Rock studios, let's talk some second period action before we send you off for period number 3. It was a scoreless game going into the middle frame when Matt Maggio got the first shot of period number 2 on Utica Comets at the 2:11 mark, and we were officially in the stat column for period number 2. Just like period number 1, the first real stat that wasn't shot on goal was a penalty, as it was a penalty on Bridgeport. Marshall Warren called for holding at the 8:03 mark. That means that Utica's on the power play. That means Utica gets one shot on the power play, and it was not a goal. Kyle Criscolo looking for a power play goal. He did not get it, and we play on. So 3 power plays, and each team with only one shot during those power plays. So the penalty kill for both teams has been pretty good tonight. But then at the 12:55 mark, a man that we're so used to hearing.
All right, Comets fans, it's time for your second intermission report, brought to you by Utica National. And it's the Comets and the Islanders tied at 1 here through 40 minutes of play. Let's take a look at the numbers, brought to you by Utica National. It's been a pretty defensive-minded game. Shots are 15-12 for Bridgeport through 40 minutes. Comets 0 for 3 on the power play, 1 for 1 on the PK here tonight. Just 8 combined penalty minutes in what's been a relatively calm game between these two teams. Let's take a look at the action from tonight's contest. We're going to fast forward to the second period where the pace picked up a notch. Angus Cruikshank tried to feed one out in front. It finds the stick of Austin Strand. He rifles one off the post, beating Smith clean blocker's side, but getting some help from the iron as that puck stayed out. A little bit later on, the Comets were on the power play, threatening to take a 1-0 lead, but the Islanders would get their best chance of the game to that point when Liam Foodie broke in on a breakaway, but Jakob Malik made a great blocker save to steer that puck into the netting to keep the game scoreless. Let's take a look at how the Islanders would eventually get on the board to make it 1-0. Cole McWard's going to make a nice drop pass to Joey Larson. He walks into the left wing circle, dishes a backhand out in front, and the former Comet, Adam Beckman, gets a piece of it deflected home for his team-leading 18th of the year. That gave the Islanders a 1-0 lead. Just minutes later, though, the Comets would respond with a strong shift in the offensive zone. The line of Legare, Malone, and LaChance. Nathan Legare gets this drop pass from Malone. He's going to dangle through his skates, shoot a backhander just wide, but Shane LaChance picks it up off the end boards and shovels that one home for his 8th of the year and his 3rd this year against Bridgeport. That tied the game at 1, and that is where we stand through 40 minutes. Shaping up to be a great third period. Enjoy that third period, Comets fans. That concludes your second intermission report.
I'm Carrie Byrne-Patello, and welcome to Mohawk Valley Living TV. Today, we are here at the home show at the Nexus Center. You'll see all of these amazing vendors behind me. There is so much to see here, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste of it in this week's episodes. We're headed to Steve Lennon & Co. Jewelers in New Hartford to check out the amazing selection of products they have for your Valentine's Day shopping. And make sure to pick up the February issue of Mohawk Valley Living on newsstands right now. It is the special home issue for all of those amazing projects you want to do.
Staring at 2 different views on your window ledge. Coffee is gone cold, it's like time froze. There you go, wishing, floating down, I wish it would. It's like I'm always causing problems, causing hell. I didn't mean to put you through this, I could tell. We can
Welcome back for the third period, your Utica Comets.
090. Come see why it's gotta be Nye. Hello, Central New York. The Nye guy here, and I want to say thank you for all you do. The plow guys, the doctors and nurses, law enforcement, the teachers, the crossing guards, and anyone else who's giving it their all during this snowpocalypse of a winter. You are doing an excellent job keeping us safe, so I thought let's extend the best deal we can to you by offering invoice pricing for all during the month of February. Yes, you heard me. Invoice pricing or better on all new in-stock vehicles to keep you safe only at Nye. Now, if you don't know what invoice pricing is, it's basically the rock bottom for a new car price. There's MSRP, there's middle of the road, and there's invoice. And if we have any incentive or rebates on them, you'll get those as well. And when you put a little of your hard-earned tax refund down, you could be driving a brand new ride for less. The deals are too good to pass up this month, so hurry in and let's take advantage of my gift to you, Central New York. Invoice pricing for all. So again, thank you to all the professional people out there that keep us running through the hard times. We appreciate you more than you know. Come see why it's gotta be Nye before you buy. Stop in and see or shop us online at nyeauto.com. That's NYEAUTO.com.
When the unexpected happens and you're left wondering where to turn to the experts at Adirondack Collision. Locally owned and committed to delivering top-notch repair services. Adirondack Collision is more than just a body shop. It's a trusted name in quality repairs. With expert craftsmanship and dedication to excellence, they make sure every vehicle leaves their shop looking its best. So if you get in a collision and don't know where to go, head to Adirondack Collision, located at 7509 New York Route 5, Clinton, New York, where experience meets excellence.
This is Comets Hockey on 94.9 K-Rock.
Comets Hockey brought to you by Superior Plus Propane, getting you ready for period number 3 in a 1-1 game between the Comets and the Islanders. They've changed the Islanders' goal. It's now been credited to Joey Larson, so his 15th of the year from McWard and Beckman at 12:55. It was originally credited to Beckman, but they've changed it to Larson. Comets looking to establish the forecheck here in the offensive zone, going right to left here in the third period. Here's a whistling shot sent wide by Hardman. Battle ensues along the near boards of the Bridgeport zone. And Keefe would appeal ahead. Elwood pass for Foodie, knocks it into the Comet zone. Here's Berg, tied up by Addison along the end wall. Stuff attempt by Keefe wouldn't go, and then jabbed off the stick in front of Foodie. And then Schmelz are able to direct it back down to Bridgeport territory. LaChance with the goal just a few minutes after Larson's goal for Bridgeport, tie the game at 1. Jack Malone trying to find a handle in his own zone. This one spun him behind the net, hit a piece of driftwood behind the Comet goal. Back to the line, Bear tees one up, and it dribbles in, and Malik able to make the glove save with just over a minute gone here in the third period. And the shots 16-12 for the Isles. 14 games across the AHL slate here tonight, 15 tomorrow night. And the final day before the All-Star break. Laval hosting Cleveland tonight, Syracuse hosting Belleville. Belleville with a 3-1 win over Rochester on Wednesday. They now sit tied with the Amherst, 48 points apiece. But Rochester with 4 games in hand, so they hold on to 5th place ahead of Belleville. Senators have played the most games in the AHL at 47 coming in tonight. Dion shoves his man down on the ice in the far corner. Here comes Ethan Edwards, peeling down the left wing. Comes to a halt, rolls it across. And Smith to burst the other way. Terry left wing, he'll wobble it in, then he was erased by Mikhail Dion at the end of the Comets bench. Ethan Edwards for Legere, he'll sling it around the boards. Crookshank tied up along the far half wall by Larson. Dion joining the fray. Loose puck out in front, now it's Bear. His shot deflected wide. Larson picks it up along the left half wall. Beckman stepping in, trying to play it out in front. It skitters near corner of the Comet zone. Islanders with a good shift here. 2 minutes gone in the third period. Glove down by Dion. Larson takes over, closes to the back end. Never got the shot away. Beckman turns the net. Wrist shot from the far circle by Thiesing, blocked away. Diop picks it up, and he'll shovel the line, not out. A leaping grab by Bear. Gave it across to Beckman. His shot ramps off the stick of Edwards and into the netting. And so the Islanders issuing a full court press here early in the third period, trying to regain that 1-goal lead. Be sure to make your way out to the Adirondack Bank Center tomorrow, Comets fans, at 6 p.m. as the Amerks come to town for Star Wars night. Tickets still available. You can visit uticacomets.com/tickets or call 315-790-9070. Face off one by the Isles, a shot and a glove save made by Malik on McWard. Jakob Malik has been tested more and more as this game has gone on. And that time it was the All-Star nominee Cole McWard, the Fenton, Missouri native, with the bid. 5 tallies on Moody, a good stick by Valena to his own blue line. Whistled back in by the Isles. 9:10 to go, 1-1 game. Valena banks around the cage for Addison, back for Valena. Valena, outlet pass up the left wing, tipped in by Legare. Smith out to play it behind his own net. Taken away though by Malone, drops for Legare in the near corner. And then Legare stapled against the wall. Highmore trying to dig it free for the Isles. Malone in there for the Comets. Philman, or LaChance rather, in vicinity as well. Legare still tied up in the corner. Highmore trying to crowbar that puck off the wall. Eventually comes free for Mitchell. Malone a steal. Tried to slip it in front for Legare, and this one's cranked off the far glass all the way down. And an easy icing call here for the linesman. 8:19 to go. Shots 20-12 in favor of Bridgeport. And a look there at that beautiful crunch from Jackson Panelise back in the second period on Islanders defenseman Marshall Warren. Comets without a shot so far here in the third. Shots are 5-0 for Bridgeport. The lowest the Comets have been held to this year in a period for shots is 2. And fewest in the game has been 19. As mentioned, they're at 12 right now. Highmore able to flick this out up the left wing side. Crookshank filters for Hallinan, burrows in left side, threw it in front, chopped just wide of the goal by Chris Colo. Crookshank up the near side to Edwards, back across it goes to Ozapov, sweeps it deep for Hallinan, tied up by Mitchell. Swooping in Chris Colo, pops out, turnaround shot, and a glove save Smith. And a quality first shot of the period for the Comets. And then Hallinan going at it with Mitchell in the Islanders crease. We'll step aside, 7:50 to go, third period. Comets and Islanders tied at 1. Back in a moment. This is Comets Hockey on AHL TV, 94.9 K-Rock.
It's cold in here. Yeah, it's super cool, right? Maybe for food. Businesses and commercial properties in Central New York trust Allied Heating and Air Conditioning. Allied is way more than HVAC. They do walk-in freezers, coolers, bar coolers, and can simplify your commercial property refrigeration needs. No job is too challenging, and they offer extensive service solutions too. So put your trust in Allied Heating and Air Conditioning today, offering commercial property refrigeration solutions. River Road in Marcy. Allied Heating and Air Conditioning.com.
The area's #1 Mazda dealer is Burdick Mazda. You'll see why when you choose from over 300 cars and SUVs.
New gas and hybrid models are in stock and ready for your next road trip or commute. Come test drive a new 26 Mazda or shop remaining new 25 models. Get pre-auto show deals today.
Drive your new Mazda today at Burdick Mazda at Drivers Village in Cicero.
#1, based on Syracuse area DMV 2025 Mazda new vehicle sales.
This is Comets Hockey on 94.9 K-Rock.
Comets Hockey brought to you by Superior Plus Propane. 7:50 to go in the third period. Comets and Islanders deadlocked at 1 here in the third. Offensive zone draw for the Comets. Chris Colin to take the draw. He had a good look on that wraparound bid before we cut to break. First shot of the period for the Comets. Nick Ward bottled up by Chris Cole in the near corner of the Islanders zone. Back to the point. This is Addison. Addison, a tight turn. Addison left circle, a shot blocked away. Nearly made Thiesing break his ankles with that move. And back come the Islanders. There's Beckman, left circle, a shot blocked wide of the net. Then Beckman hit hard by Chris Cole on the end wall. Glenn. Pass up the right wing. The intended target was Crookshank, just out of his reach. And then swooping back behind his own net was Larson. He's got the goal tonight for Bridgeport. LaChance the goal for the Comets. Pass didn't connect with Larson up the ice, and on icing here on the Islanders with 7:10 to go in the third. Wellness Wednesdays return to Utica on Wednesday this week, a monthly community program introduced by the Comets, the Nexus Center, and Mohawk Valley Health System. First Wednesday of every month, the Nexus Center Indoor Track open to the public from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., providing local residents with a free space to walk and move while connecting with community health resources. Schmelzer in on the faceoff, wins it back. Dion across to Edwards, towards the net, and a save made. Fought off through traffic by Smith. Back to the line, Dion. Scoops it in behind the cage. Schmelzer in the left corner, drops through Hardman. Hardman shielding behind the net, trying to wrap it home, far post. Save was made, then played by Smith. Gruden drops for Hardman, right corner. Hardman trying to shake his way free from Thiesing. Gruden swings around the left point for Edwards. Let's go Comets, the chant. Edwards deals it behind the cage. Gruden on the right half wall, interchanging with Diot. Across for Edwards, left circle, little head fake, wrist shot, miss wide. Diot at the right point. On the half wall, Schmelzer. Gruden spears it deep for Hardman. Out of the right corner. Hardman applies the brakes. Hardman trying to center for Gruden, got knocked away at the goal mouth. And Day back on it. He'll reverse it behind his own net for McWard. So a good shift there for the Comets, getting a couple shots away as we approach 6 minutes to go in the game. Bear picks it up in the neutral zone. He'll shovel it deep. Malik out to play it. Far corner for Austin Strand. To the line, and it was kept in momentarily by George, but then he opted to take it for a stroll back out to center. Strand able to crank this one off the far wall and back into the Islanders zone. Bear along the near boards. Plays it up to Hunter Drew. Ushered along by George. Picked off by LaChance. LaChance in the Comets logo. Gets it for Legre. Legre steps into the left circle, threw it across just a little far ahead of Strand. Backs up for Chris Cole, taps it wide of the cage. LaChance in deep. LaChance, right circle, back for Strand at the point. His drive blocked in front. Loose puck at the top of the crease. It's barred for and eventually skipped back out to center by Maggio. Crookshank filters for Criscolo. Drops for Crookshank, left circle, closing. Crookshank trying to go behind that. A great diving poke check by Isaiah George. Comets keep it in. Crookshank with a steal. Rotates out high. Addison, right circle. Wrist shot blocked in front. Never got through to Smith. And Keefe would have hacked it out of the zone. It looked like it hit a member of the Islanders bench. And a stoppage with 4:56 to go. We'll take our final break here of the third. Islanders and Comets tied at 1. This is Comets Hockey on AHL TV 94.9 K-Rock.
When the temperature drops, the vibes stay high at Air City on Oriskany Street in Utica. Whether you're celebrating a fresh start, snow days, or a movie night in, warm up today at Air City with their full range of premium products from experienced and knowledgeable staff can answer all of your questions, giving you the best experience possible. So instead of guessing, stop into Air City for their full range of premier and regulated products. They also offer delivery, curbside pickup, and have plenty of parking. Follow Air City on social media and check out their website for more details. Air City, your premier licensed adult use retail store. 1707 Oriskany Street West in Utica, inside the Live It Downtown Complex. For use by adults 21 years of age and older, please keep out of reach of children and pets. In case of accidental ingestion or overconsumption, contact the Poison Center hotline, 1-800-222-1222, or call 911. Please consume responsibly. No matter how cold it gets outside, trust Air City to keep it cozy all winter long.
This is Comets Hockey on 94.9 K-Rock.
Comets Hockey brought to you by Superior Plus Propane. Look there at Comets head coach Ryan Parent and assistant coach Matt Karkner on the Comets bench. Deadlocked at 1 with the Bridgeport Islanders here. 4:56 to go in the third period. And the Comets with an offensive zone draw. Shots are 5-3 for Bridgeport here in the third period. Third meeting of 4. Here's a wrist shot from Addison and a save made by the left pad of Smith. Jeremy Smith trying to pick up his second win in as many appearances here this season. In his return to pro hockey in North America, this puck skipped out to center, and so the Comets have to tag up on the delayed offside. 4.5 to go, third period. These teams haven't gone to OT yet this year against one another. Weaving through traffic, and then jostled off the puck by Hallonen was Kiefler. Belen cuts in front of his own net. Almost had it stripped by Cam Berg. And then Foodie does take it away and flips it back in. Addison moves it over for Belen. Chris Colo guides it out to center, chopped in by Crookshank. Mitchell deep in his own zone, guides up the near side to Foodie. He drives it in deep behind the Comet goal. Malik steers it far corner for Ozapov. Edwards drops for Ozapov in the far corner. 3:44 to go. Up the far side, drilled to the ice, and losing his helmet was Harmon. Now a drive from Terry, and a save made by Malik. And so a big hit there on Mike Hartman creates the chance for the Islanders. And Malik made a big stop on Chris Terry. The 36-year-old who started back with the Albany River Rats in the AHL. Led the Islanders with 66 points last season. Comets home crowd hoping for a late third period goal. Beckman gains a handle out of the right corner, serves it back for George's shot through traffic. And squeezing onto it was Malik, 3:29 to play. The AHL announced yesterday that several games will be aired on the NHL Network and Sirius XM NHL Network radio during the NHL's Olympic break. The Comets game in Bridgeport coming up on the 17th will be one of the games aired on Sirius XM. Comets a clutch win in the defensive zone as Diot races behind his net and then bounces it all the way down the ice, but this will be icing on the Comets. With 3:20 to play here in regulation. Still tied at 1. Both goals coming back in the second period for both teams. It was Joey Larson at 12:55, his 15th. The goal originally credited to Beckman, then changed to Larson. And LaChance at 15:30, about 2.5 minutes later, his 8th from Legger and Malone. Shots are 7-4 for Bridgeport here in the third. 22-16 for the Isles in the game. Comets have yet to outshoot the Islanders in the season series. Here's Vandalese trying to connect up with Gruden on the right wing. And a good read by Travis Mitchell for Bridgeport. Warren operating back inside his own zone. Mitchell indirect up the far side intended for Veremyev. That didn't connect, so an icing here on the Islanders. And so the team's creating icings in their latter stages third period. Olympic hockey getting started this coming week. Men's Olympics will start this coming Wednesday. First game will be Slovakia and Finland in part of Group B. 10:40 Eastern Time puck drop. And Sweden and Italy will play later that afternoon at 3:10. Ball start here on the face-off. The U.S. will face Latvia on Wednesday in their first game of the Olympics. And Team Canada will face Czechia. Here's a wrist shot from LaChance off the face-off. That one whistled wide. In behind, Jack Malone. Pinned up against the boards by Maggio. Malone able to work his way free. Trying to fend off Warren near corner. 2:45 to go in ticking. Four-man log jam here in the near corner of the Islanders zone. Back to Vandalese, lets one go, and that one got blocked. LaChance behind the net, wraparound chance, and a save made by Smith. LaChance back on it, low to high. Dion gives it a ride, and a save made by Smith. Juicy rebound corralled by the Islanders and floated back down into the Comet zone. Mikhail Dion with 2:20. He'll waltz out of his own end, dish it over to Vandalese, and he'll sizzle one in. Slowed up partially by Smith. This is Day behind his own net. Had his pocket picked by Crookshank. Now Chris Cole takes over. Chris Cole, wraparound chance. Draws a penalty. And the Comets are going to head to the power play with 2 minutes left. And the signal is a slash. And so some great work by Crookshank and Chris Cole on the forecheck. Draws a penalty. It's going to be Kiefler heading in the box. And the Comets on the power play, and a chance to take a lead here late in the third period. And what an opportunity here for the Comets late in this game. It's going to be their fourth power play of the night. Chris Cole getting some stick work there from Kiefler. And an easy call for the officials. And so can the Comets power play come up clutch? Here's a shot from Valent, blocked. Cruikshank gets to it along the right half wall. Cruikshank surveys. Chris Cole right circle, a shot fought off by Smith. Another try by Howland. Save made, the rebound held out on Hartman. A jam attempt side low by Cruikshank. Where to go? Chris Cole a shot, that one blocked. And it's cleared by the Islanders. A flurry of chances for the Comets. Smith with a couple saves, and the Islanders defenseman coming with some huge blocks. And now Utica, the deafening champ, for the first time here tonight. Here's Chris Cole, near corner. Hartman in behind the net. Tied the team lead with 3 power play goals. Howland backing up, drops off for Cruikshank, down in the corner for Hartman. Hartman bottled up by McWard. Minute 8 to go, both on the game clock and on the Comets power play. Here's Howland at the left point. Slides it down the corner for Chris Cole, back for Howland. Chris Cole in the left circle, looking at the half wall. Chris Cole all day, down the goal line. Up top for Howland, straight away. Howland long wrist shot. That one gets blocked in the netting with 46.7 to go, with 47.6 to go, beg your pardon. Look here at the flurry of chances. The initial stop on Chris Cole. Hardman with the chance. Smith was spun around. Cruikshank got a shot at the side of the net. Then Chris Cole, another chance that was blocked. And now the Comets are going to call a timeout and try and drop a play here in the final minute of the game. They're trying to win it here late in regulation on the power play. Their 4th of the night. As they've narrowed the gap in shots to just 22-20 now in favor of Bridgeport. 8-7 for the Comets here in the 3rd. As mentioned, both goals came in the 2nd with Larson and LaChance, the 2 goal scorers. And the Comets trying to prevent the Islanders from winning their first game here in Utica in over 2 years, in almost 2 years. 47.6 to go in the 3rd period. Comets on the power play for the rest of regulation if they need it. Chris Cole on the face-off against Beckman. Chris Cole wins it back. Here's Valent at the point. Along the near half wall. Cruikshank looking. Shot up the side of the goal. Hartman retrieves. Guides it far corner. Chris Cole looking. Dumps it back behind the net for Hartman. Hartman had it sticked away by George. And this one shoveled out of the zone by Beckman all the way down the ice with 28 left. Valent will head back to flag it down. Valent navigates towards center. Slows his way in over the line. A self-pass down the left wing. In front, cut off though by McWard, who then drills it up the near glass. Almost held in by Cruikshank. To the last 8 seconds of regulation. Hartman at center. Perhaps one last rush. Hallonen, left wing over the Bridgeport line. And the puck cleared out. And we are headed to overtime for the 2nd straight home game here for the Comets. And Kiefler steps out of the box there at the final buzzer to end regulation. And so we'll start at even strength in the overtime. First time these teams have gone OT in the season series. Comets 1-5 in overtime this year. The Islanders 1-2 in overtime. Comets lost 4-3 on Saturday to Hershey in overtime after they had clawed their way back after originally being down 1-0. Hershey tied it after being down 3-2 and then eventually won in overtime. And so the Comets secure at least a point for the 3rd time in the last 4 games. into OT here for the third time in the last 6 outings. They went past regulation a total of 3 times during the month of January. They dropped all 3 contests, losing 5-4 in Laval, 5-4 in a shootout in Ottawa against Belleville, and 4-3, as mentioned on Saturday, against Hershey. And so the Comets will roll out Angus Cruikshank, Ryan Schmelzer, and Kalen Addison start the overtime. Islanders will send out Dalen Kiefler, Liam Foodie, and Cole McWard. Teams will switch sides. Comets go from left to right. Islanders will go right to left. Here in this 3-on-3 overtime, sudden death. McWard back to collect in his own zone, and he'll pull up behind his own net. Here's Kiefler racing out of his own end and over the Comet line. Cuts out wide right wing, drop pass to Foodie down the slot. Wrist shot, stick save Malik. And so a good chance for Foodie to start the overtime for Bridgeport. And Malik comes up with a big stop. Jakob Malik with 22 saves here tonight. 20 at the other end for Smith. Here's Foodie into the right circle, stops up. Foodie looking for a trailer, drops it off. And a shot by Highmore, broken stick in the process. Here comes Chris Cole the other way. Chris Colo weaving it over the line against Beckman, out wide on the left wing. They lost a handle of the puck, and Beckman takes over. Beckman will take his time and peel back into his own zone with almost a minute played here in the overtime. Beckman dishes out to center. This is George. George patient with it. He'll take it back in his own zone. Now George will navigate through center, enter the Comet zone. Butnock along the left wing, dish it rink wide. Beckman drops it along the right wing boards. A good stick by Valen to break up the play. Valen tried to connect up ice with Hardman, but broken up. And now Howden a steal. Howden out to play it. After Smith tried to control it. And sticked off the blade of Howden and back down to the Comet zone. Howden nearly with a chance to win it there for the Comets. They'll dish it back to Edwards. Let's go Comets, the chant. Edwards swivels into the zone, knocked away by Beckman. And now his lead pass, Beckman, but getting back to challenge him and take him out of the play was Edwards. And now here's Bear in the right circle. He lets one go, and a block made by kneeling Hardman. Edwards trying to pry it free in the corner. Out high, this is Highmore. Highmore a shot, glove save Malik. Juicy rebound, push to the end wall. And then swept up the far wing and back out to center with 2:50 to go in the overtime. Comets swapping out some personnel. Utica the chant from the home crowd. Here's Highmore. Wheels out of his own end, drops at his own line for Foodie. Foodie in across the line, getting past Malone, but Malone a good recovery to knife it away. Two-a-side battle and digging it free Cruikshank. He'll pitch it across to Kalen Addison. Addison patiently through center. Now wide to Cruikshank down the right flank, pulls up. Cruikshank looking for support, drops for Addison. Addison forced back out to center by Kiefler. And with 2:10 to go, Addison will curl back in his own zone. The dish to the center for Cruikshank. Off the bench, Chris Colo. Gets the drop pass from Cruikshank. Chris Colo on the right wing. Across to Valen, left circle. Valen a shot, saves Smith. And Kiefler to corral and settle down for Bridgeport with under 2 minutes to go. Teams trading chances a bit here, but very patient in this overtime. Barreling up ice, this is Larson in the high slot. George had it stripped away by Schmelzer. Schmelzer on the move. Pulls up left wing. Valen left circle. He curls back towards the line. Valen with some space in the slot. Wrist shot save and rebound available for Chris Cole. Couldn't get to it. And now Schmelzer a steal. Chris Cole left circle. Back for Schmelzer. He's in. Schmelzer couldn't get it to go. Schmelzer had the top of the net to shoot at, but it rolled off his stick and wide. Schmelzer trying to hack it back to Edwards. What a chance for Schmelzer to win the game. And now Beckman turns the corner, plays it out to center. Tipped in by Smith. Edwards behind his own net, drops for Hardman. 50 seconds to go. Hardman out to center for Edwards, racing down the left wing. Bear back to collect as he'll head back the other way. Here's Smith in over the line, left wing. Smith looking, but he was thwarted by Angus Cruikshank. And Cruikshank will reset as he drops it back for Edwards with 30 seconds to go. Best chance of the overtime there for Ryan Schmelzer on that last sequence. Here's Cruikshank carving through center into the Bridgeport zone, but couldn't get past Kiefler. Addison for Hardman with 14. Cruikshank backing on right wing, sticked away, look out. Here comes Foodie. Game on his stick. Foodie to the backhand and a big save, Malik. Jakob Malik with his best stop of the night on Liam Foodie. On his second breakaway of the game. Try to beat Malik backhand and slip it 5-0, but Malik shut the door. Foodie's first breakaway came short-handed. And that time he absolutely stonewalled Foodie with just 6.6 seconds left in the OT. And so some of the best chances here coming in the latter half of the overtime for both teams. Here's a chance by McWard, a big save made by Malik. Schmelzer will play it out to center, and we are headed to a shootout. And so 65 minutes not enough to decide this one, and now Schmelzer going at it with Thiesing in front of the Comets bench after the siren. And Ryan Schmelzer would have taken over as the Comets' new franchise leader in points if he had been able to get that one to go. And what a way that would have been to do it with an overtime winner, but unfortunately it stayed out. And so the Comets head to a shootout for the fourth time this year. They're 1-2. The Islanders are 2-2 in shootouts this season so far. Comets' last shootout appearance, as mentioned, that game in Ottawa at Canadian Tire Center, January 18th, where they fell 5-4 to Belleville. And we'll see who opts to shoot first. Looks like it's going to be Bridgeport. And Bridgeport's last shootout appearance came on January 24th, which was a 4-3 loss against Providence. And it's going to be Chris Terry shooting first for the Islanders here to get things started in the first round of the shootout. As they'll wait for the go-ahead from the official. And here we go as Terry will pick it up at center. Terry skates in slowly down the slot to the backhand, and a save made by Malik as he reached out the left toe to make the stop. A nice save made by Jakob Malik, who appeared to be in a little bit of discomfort as he was getting up to his feet. And here's Cruikshank, the first shooter for the Comets. Comes in with speed, right circle, Cruikshank, backhander, and a save, Smith. As both skaters so far have tried to go forehand, backhand. That time Smith made a nice stop on Cruikshank. And now it's going to be Matthew Maggio for the Islanders in the second round. Chance to give his team the advantage. Maggio slowly out wide to the left circle, moves to the middle, to the backhand, and he was stopped by Malik. That time he tried the other side of the net. Malik gave him no daylight. And now it's going to be the AHL All-Star Brian Hallinan with a chance to give the Comets the lead in the bottom of the second. Hallinan out wide to the left. Cuts to the middle. Hallinan and a blocker saves Smith. And both goaltenders with strong outings so far in the shootout as we go to the third round. And it's going to be Matthew Highmore. A chance to give the Islanders the advantage here in the top of the third. Maggio picks up speed. Wrist shot, glove save, Malik. No deke this time from the Islanders shooter, as Maggio tried to beat him clean with a wrist shot, glove side. And now Valen with a chance to win it for the Comets. The defenseman takes it out wide to the right. Valen down the slot, forehand back, and he scores! Tobias Valen with some sleight of hand, a beautiful dangle as he slips it around the right pad of Jeremy Smith. And the Comets win it 2-1 in a shootout. What a move by Tobias Valen, deking to the forehand, and he slips it around the pad of Jeremy Smith. And the Comets victorious over the Islanders here in a shootout tonight by a score of 2-1. And they pick up their second shootout win of the season. And a great bounce back victory. Great bounce back victory for the Comets here tonight over the Bridgeport Islanders. Right back in the win column in points in 3 of their last 4 games, as they are now 1-1 here in the month of February. As it was the Islanders who scored first. Joey Larson back in the second period. Shane LaChance tied it. And then Tobias Valen with the winner in the shootout, the lone scorer in the shootout for either side. And the Comets pick up just their 3rd win of the year when allowing the first goal. And so a nice character win for them here tonight. Islanders had the slim shot advantage, 26-25 in the game. Comets went 0-for-4 on the power play and 1-for-1 on the PK. A very disciplined game from the Comets tonight, just 2 penalty minutes, tying a season low for them. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night, right here at the Adirondack Bank Center, when the Rochester Americans skate into town on Star Wars night. Make sure you make your way down to the Adirondack Bank Center dressed in all your Star Wars attire, as it'll be the final home game for the Comets, final game before the Comets before the All-Star break. Jared Wicks will have your pregame starting around 5:45 as we get the presentation of the 3 stars. Shane LaChance, your 3rd star here tonight. He had the goal in the second period, his 8th of the year from Legare and Malone. Tobias Valen, your 2nd star tonight with the shootout winner. Jakob Malik, your 1st star, as he picks up his 7th win of the season, making 25 saves. Well, that'll do it for us from downtown Utica tonight. For our entire production crew, led by Reed Pullen inside the arena. For our producer back at the K-Rock studios, Jared Wicks, Joe Benson saying good night, Comets fans. We will talk to you tomorrow night from the Adirondack Bank Center. Your final for the final time. The Comets 2 over the Islanders 1 in a shootout here from the Adirondack Bank Center in front of a crowd of 2,442. Joe Benson saying good night. We will talk to you tomorrow. Jared Wicks will have your post-game show right after this. This has been Utica Comets Hockey on AHL TV and 94.9 K-Rock. All right, Jared, see you, man.
All right, man.
Jelly buns, squishy, wishy, jelly buns. Holland Farms jelly buns, oh so good on the road. Jelly buns.
Everyone comes down with jelly bun fever in February at Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. No one can resist the squishy, overfilled buns made fresh and delicious just for you. Holland Farms on the Boulevard in Yorkville and the Y in Manly.
Get your Holland Farms jelly buns, lots of fun, bite into one. Jelly buns.
Boy, did I ever love that old girl. It's hard letting go. When she just couldn't get around